Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachah, Quadash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders, great millstone, who teach very well, where I learned this truth from, and salutation out there to the hopeful lick, who continue to push this word in our truth, faith, and sincerity. And also shalom to the men and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. And today just basically getting on us having the nations under our subjection, man. And not just any other nation. No, the nation of Edom. Because even though Moab, Ishmael, Ham, all of them had a part of us falling, but the main nation who put hell on us was who? The nation of Edom, man. The so-called white man. And these are the guys who's going to get the worst out of all the heathens, man. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and start this. Because, hey, it's already biblical prophecy for us to have these heathens under our subjection. Let's go right here. This is the book of Psalms 2, and I'm going to start at verse 8. It says, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. Yes, man. So, hey, slaves is going to be the inheritance of Yahweh Shai. If you want to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, if you want to be joint heirs with a Mashiach, then guess what? That's going to automatically bring slaves unto you, man. Continuing on, read this again. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Because, hey, in order to rule the world, you're going to have slaves, man, to be put in certain positions. You're going to have a trash man, You're going to have a garbage truck, man. You're going to have farmers and things like that, man. Somebody that's tilling the ground. Once you go into the word till, that word till actually goes back into what? You being a servant, man. You being a slave, Read this again. Continue on, Salakia. It says, thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessels. Because, hey, we're going to put that rod of iron upon you if you don't get in order. Just like back in the day, instead of, we say kunta kinte instead of toba, you put the whip on us, man. And instead of you saying, I don't want, instead of you saying, I don't want, you say, the so-called white man, then guess what? We're going to put that rod of iron upon you, man. Because again, the things that you done unto us, those are going to be the same things that we're doing unto you. And it's a point that these devils can't hide their wickedness no more, man. It's a point they can't hide the things that they have done unto the nation of Israel. Matter of fact, let's go right here to Wisdom of Solomon. Because at the end of the day, these devils, they're under scrutiny, man. They're under an intense investigation. Why? For the things they have done into the nation of Israel, man. Let's go right here. Salakia. Please bear me, Aki. This Wisdom of Solomon 1, jumping down to verse 7. It says, for the Spirit of the Lord filleth the world, and that which containeth all things hath knowledge of the voice. And right there, man, because the Spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai is flowing throughout the planet Earth, man. That's why a lot of things are being revealed. A lot of things are happening upon the planet Earth. Why? Because the Lord, his Spirit is being manifest, man. And what's the Spirit of Yahushua? The Spirit of prophecy, man. The monkeypox, the crown 19, the famine in Sri Lanka. These are the things the Lord have forewarned us about, man. But also, he forewarned us about the slavery of these heathens, man. Why? Because the things that they have done unto us. Let's continue on. It says, therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid. And yes, man, these devils, they was hid for a certain period of time. But like it says in 2 Thessalonians, then shall that wicked be revealed, man. The Lord have now revealed who's the devil that the Bible speaks of. Because, hey, if the so-called white man is not the devil, then who is, man? Who's the guy that's spraying the chemtrails? Who's the guy that's creating GMOs, man? Not little Antoine, not little Antoine out the hood. No, man. It's actually Jimmy who on a Fortune 500 company who's pushing forth these wicked things. Let's continue on. It says, therefore, he that speaketh unrighteous things cannot be hid, neither shall vengeance, when it punisheth, pass by him. And the vengeance that you're going to get is, from the Israelites. Because the things that you have done unto us, we're going to do unto you. Wherever a man soweth, there shall he also reap. You're the one that brought us over here. You're the one that actually forced us over here, man. For the international slave trade, man. And that's what you wanted. So you're going to get the same thing back. Continuing on. It says, for inquisition, once you go into that word inquisition, it means what? A deep interrogation, man. For inquisition shall be made unto the counsel of the ungodly, and the sounds of his words shall come unto the Lord for the manifestation of his wicked deeds. And hey man, how is the information coming to you? How about Shema Shai? Us sighing and crying for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, man. Because if you're not crying out against this place, that means you like it, man. This guy, he's trying to force his ways upon you, force his lifestyle upon you. If you just go with the flow, that means you like his ways, man. But if you cry out and say, somebody help me, that means this guy, he, for lack of better words, he's strong agent. He's trying to seize you, man. Basically trying to make you that ultimate slave, but just going back. Hey, the Lord said inquisition shall be made unto the ungodly for the manifestation of your wicked deeds. And you took us into slavery. That's a damn concrete evidence in the history book, man. But now you trying to push away with critical race theory and things like that, man. You trying to take those things out the history book to try to come a clean slate. But no, man. It's already written in the scriptures for you devils to be detained and arrested, man. Because right now, these devils, they're being detained real quick. Because that's basically the motivation of the video. These heathens will be detained and arrested. Let's go into that word detain right here. The word detain, the second definition, it says keep someone in official custody, typically for questioning about a crime or it says especially, it's like questioning about a crime, which meaning what? The crime that you did into the Black, Latinos, and Native Americans. Let's read this again. It says to keep someone in official custody, because it's going to be a point where the Lord is going to deliver these devils in our hands. It says to typically for questioning, well, where was you in 70 AD, man? That's the inquisition and intense interrogation, man. It says about a crime or in politically sensitive situations, man. And hey, Israel is a politically sensitive situation. Why? Because they're the Israel of the Most High, man. And the Lord said, don't touch the apple of his eye. Let's go ahead and get arrested, since I got the definition for detain. Let's go into the word arrested. Because again, these devils, they're going to be detained. But at the end of the day, you're going to be arrested. Seize someone by legal authority. By the authority of who? By the authority of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. And then we're going to come down to those bunkers, kick in those doors and read a precept while we're going to take you into captivity, man. That's that legal authority that we're going to come under. Continuing on, it says, take into custody. Basically meaning what? To take in possession. Because let's read some of the similar words. To apprehend, take into custody, to seize. We're going to seize these devils. We're going to have you in our hand, man. Continuing on, take in, to take prisoner. Another word for prisoner is what? A slave, man. So we're going to take these devils slaves. We're going to detain and arrest them, man. Let's go to Isaiah 14:2. It says, and the people shall take them, right there. And the people shall take them and bring them into their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. Yes, man. So we're going to have you guys actually as slaves, man. Slaves of Yahweh Shema Shai, slaves of the Israelites, because we had to serve our time. We had to serve those hard 500 years. But hey, it's going to be nothing compared unto what this devil got to go through, man. And you have to realize the Esau, he's going to go through hell and back. We won't see how he's going to survive the first day. And then on top of it, we're going to have spiritual powers. So what you going to do? Even if Esau try to off himself, man, hey, the Lord going to give us the spirit to put the spirit back in him, man. Read this again. It says, "In the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." So back in the 1800s, 1649, you guys had us in slavery, but hey, fast forward into this time, we're going to have you guys in slavery, man. We're going to have you guys in the position. We're going to have you guys under our feet, man. Because, hey, you must be sadly mistaken if you thought the nation of Edom was going to have a perpetual rule, man. No, you can't have a perpetual rule because, hey, you're not Israel, In order to have a perpetual rule, that rulership have to be ran under the banner of righteousness. And you lying to yourself if you think this kingdom is ran under a banner of righteousness, man. Let's get another one. This is the book of Isaiah 30 and verse 16. So like you. Isaiah 30 and verse 16, "Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured." Hey, us getting hung upon the trees. Esau coming in the middle of the night taking you women. Gator bait, nigger ball. These devils, for certain fighters, certain mendigos, they'll throw them in a pot of boiling water to toughen up their skin. Throw them in a pot of sugar to toughen up their skin, or even as a punishment, man. That's a part of you devouring us. You devoured us as a nation too, because guess what? The things that you have done to us, it even affect us to this very day, man. Slavery affect the nation of Israel genealogy even to this very day, man. That's why there's a such thing as Willie Lynch syndrome. Read this again. It says, "Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them." Hey, and that's how you know that even these Moabites, the Chinese people, Ishmael, the guys that own these gas stations, motherfuckers that own these beauty supply stores, guess what, man? These are all the adversaries that's coming against us, because the nation of Israel do not think they have enemies, man. But just look around you, man. Look who you got to go to every day to get your resources, man. Shows you that you have enemies, man. Read this again. It says, "Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured." All the ones that forward the affliction, you're going to get devoured, man. It says, "And all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity," shall go into what? Go into slavery. "And they that spoil thee shall be spoiled." Yes. The things that you have done to us, we're going to do unto you. "And all they that prey upon thee will I give for a prey." That's the trading places, man. The Lord is going to be to put the shoe on the right foot. He's going to exalt the nation of Israel, and he's going to abase the nation of Edom and even these other nations, man. Because the nation of Israel is biblical prophecy for us to be the top ruling nation upon the planet Earth, man. To show these heathens how to rule. And it's going to be these devils and even these heathens rightful rights to be servants, man. Esau, now it's like not Esau, but Moab washing your garments, washing your clothes, you know what I'm saying? Things like that, man. It's meant for them to be in that position. It's not meant for them to be in a position of rulership, man, because we've seen the results of Ishmael ruling. We've seen the results of Moab ruling. We've seen the results of Edom ruling today, man. And ultimately, those results are going to end into destruction, man. But once Yahweh shall rule, guess what? Peace is going to flourish throughout the planet Earth. Let's get one more in Jeremiah 31. This is the book of Jeremiah 31 and start at verse 1. Salakia. Jeremiah, Salakia. That's not it. 33 and 1, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, come. What Yahweh Shem Shah. Hey, right here, and at the top of it, it says what? The judgment of the Most High, man. So this is not the judgment of man. This is not the judgment of just great millstone or even the judgment of the Israelites. This is the judgment of the Most High, vocab. for these Christians out here, man. Because slaves, that's going to be a necessary thing in order for the kingdom of heaven to flourish, man. Cause it ain't like we're gonna be toiling with our hands. No, man. We served our captivity, man. Like it says in Lamentations, the 4th chapter. Rejoice and be glad, for this is the end of you going through hell, man. But this is the beginning of Esau going through hell. Read this, Isaiah 33:1. Woe to thee that spoilers, and that was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. And right there, you go into the Gadites, the so-called Native Americans. Hey, when Christopher Columbus first came over here, they was basically docile, man. They was basically naive unto who the devil was, man. Because behind, the natives, they nourished this devil back to health. And guess what this guy did? He said, "Hey, man, go ahead and heal up Ferdinand." If I'm not mistaken, that's not that was the king's name. Go ahead and heal up Ferdinand and tell him we can take these guys with a couple of men. They docile. That's a part of you dealing treacherously, because they healed you to health, but you turned around and stabbed them in the back, man. Continuing on, it says, when thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, thou shalt deal treacherously with thee. Read this again. It says, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, so now when you try to make amends, so can we just all get along? Guess what the Lord said? It says, they shall deal treacherously with thee, man. So once you think everything is all over with, just because the king must run down and, let's just all have fun together. Let's just do it together. Guess what? The Lord said it's going to be done unto you, man. For a reason. Whatever a man soweth, that shall he also reap, man. So yeah, Akim, just a quick little video. I pray it was edifying. I want to say, call halayim la Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rachak Wadash, Shalom Detain, and a Baba.